Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So by the title, you guys can probably already tell what today's video is about. If you're a longtime subscriber, you already know what's happened. But if you're new around here, basically I make dirt bike videos on this channel, and about 2 weeks ago, my dirt bike had been stolen. So I'm just going to outline in this video what happened, how we recovered the bike, and how you can avoid this happening to you. So basically about 2 weeks ago, Wednesday, April 15th, my bike had been stolen. The day before, the 14th, basically I just went riding like any other day, came home, washed up my bike, put it away. And then on the 15th, around 7:30, my mom woke me up and she's like, hey, the garage door is open and your bike's not in there. And then at first I was like, are you kidding? And she's like, no. So then obviously I hopped up, I went downstairs and I went outside, and sure enough, the door was open and the bike was gone. I'm talking the big garage door, not like the side door. So then I was like, alright, we gotta call the cops. So we called the cops down. They came down pretty quickly. They checked it out, they investigated it, took pictures and whatnot. So basically, also I could see what had happened. So I always keep the windows covered because I was scared this was going to happen. I keep them covered just so people can't look in and see what's in there. So I could see that the back window is obviously no longer covered and the back window had been broken out. So I'll play a video now what it looks like. And you can see the screwdriver there on the ground. It had been stabbed into the ground. But the cop had picked it up and they took it with them for evidence and whatnot. They took pictures, fingerprints, all the stuff they have to do. So they did all that, and then I was obviously like, what the hell? So then I was just, and the cop had given me some papers, and it was a police report and like a stolen vehicle report so I had to like put the VIN number and stuff on there. So he gave me all that paperwork. And he's like, call up the station when you're done with that, and I'll come back and pick it up. So, meanwhile, I posted it on Facebook. So thank you to all of you who have shared, which was a ton of you, almost 1,700 people shared. So I posted on Facebook, and I was getting a bunch of people commenting saying, hey, check out the next town over. They arrested some guy stealing bikes. So once I seen that, it's probably like around 10 a.m., not even yet. So I called them and asked about it, see if I could get some more info. They wouldn't really tell me too much because it was an open investigation, but they told me to fill out my police report and give it back to my town's police. And I could let the officer know that there's an open investigation in Chicopee going on. So I finished up my police report, and when the officer came to get I called him up, or I called the police station up, and so then he came to my house to pick it up, and I gave it to him, and I let him know. I said, hey, I heard about some bikes being found in Chicopee. They wouldn't tell me too much, but they told me to let you know, and if you want, you can get in contact with them. They said, alright, he'll check it out. So then I back to just kind of sitting here not knowing what to say or do. I was kind of shocked that this had happened. So then I'm just hanging out, whatnot, and then I seen the officer pull back up, so I went outside, and he said, hey, here's your copy of the police report. And then he said, can I see a picture of your bike? So I showed him a picture. And then he's like, all right. So then he's like, here, I have some pictures of these bikes here. I think this might be your bike. And so he showed me a picture, and I'm like, that's my bike. And that's not a picture I've taken, because it wasn't a picture I've taken. There was a background that I've never seen before. I was like, yeah, that's my bike, and that's definitely a picture I haven't taken. You could clearly see my numbers and stuff still on the bike. And he said, so one of the guys they arrested in the town over had that picture on his phone. And I was like, so they gotta have it. And he's like, I don't know the whole situation at this point, but he's like, I'll put you in contact with the detective in the town over, so you can speak with him. So he put me in contact with him, and then, so he put me in contact with him, and I talked to him, and he said at this point they had, I think, one bike recovered. It was like a KX100, and they impounded a truck. So these guys were going around stealing bikes in a stolen truck. So I was like, all right. I was like, but like that's clearly my bike. Do you know anything where it is or whatnot? He said, not at this point. They're working on it. I think he said he was in the middle of trying to get some warrants, calling people in for questioning and whatnot. And obviously he had some evidence already. The evidence at my house of the window broken, screwdriver, fingerprints, whatnot. They also had, obviously, the guy they had already arrested. They had his phone and whatnot. That's where the picture of my bike was found. And it seemed that the guy they already had arrested didn't steal my bike, I think. So basically, the picture of my bike that was on the kid's phone had been texted to him from someone else. At least that's what the detective was making it sound like. He was kind of being vivid in what he told me as well, because it was like an open investigation, so he would only tell me so much. So after that happened, he's like, don't worry, we're going to find it, and I'll keep you updated. So then I just went back to just kind of hanging out here, thanking everyone on Facebook for sharing it. And in the meantime here as well, so my father's a police officer, so he was in contact with the detective as well, and I kind of just let my dad take over at this point. And then it was around like 6, 7, maybe like a little after 7, the detective told us to meet him on the corner of these two streets in the next town over. He knows where my bike is, and so bring something to pick it up. So this was like straight out of a scene in the movie. I punched it in my GPS. I headed over there, me, my brother, and my dad, and then we were like looking around. I didn't see him at first, but then I kind of seen like an unmarked police car, or like just like a normal car, and I was like, that's the only car on the street. It's gotta be them. So I pulled up behind them, and then the two detectives jumped out. They were just like in plain clothes, but with like the chain and like the badge around their neck. And he's like, hey, blah blah blah. He's like, so we verified it's your bike. It's down there in the woods. You can go get it. So I'll play a clip now of us walking. So they kind of just left it there, laying on the ground. As of now, there doesn't appear to be any damage. It kind of just seems like they peeled off the stickers, or my numbers. So basically, everyone on Facebook's like, oh, it's got to be someone you know, and a lot of people I know in person's like, it's got to be someone you know for them to just do that. But it wasn't. As far as I know, it was no one I know. Like I said, it's an open investigation, so they still haven't really been telling me too much. But they said they're taking care of it. So as far as I know, it's no one I know, but the detective told me what had happened from their investigation is they found... So if you guys are a long-time subscriber, you know I had my bike for sale on Facebook Market. So what they did, they had seen it on Facebook Market for sale, and they got my name off my Facebook, Googled where I lived, found where I lived, and then came in the middle of the night and stole it. So that's that. So clearly it's very easy to find where people live and where their shit is. So if you're selling stuff on Facebook, be very careful, because this can happen to any of you. So my biggest tips are 1, don't sell anything on Facebook Market. 2, if you're gonna sell it, make sure you have an alarm. Alarm is the biggest thing. Cameras are good. I would suggest like Ring cameras. Because if you have them on camera and they get away with it, your bike's probably gone. With the Ring cameras, I know, like, send a message to your phone so you can find it. Or not so you can find it, but they send a message to your phone so you would be alerted right when it's happening so you could call the cops. And just keep a close eye on your crap. I got extremely lucky we found it. Most people don't find their bikes or whatever gets stolen. And this is in the midst of the coronavirus, which makes it even worse. It's kind of a pain, a nuisance. But yeah, that's my story. Good work to the police. They did a fantastic job at finding it. So if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. And hopefully some better, funner videos to come. This shit kind of sucks and I hate making these videos, but I just wanted to let you all know what happened, and hopefully it doesn't ever happen to you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.